most welcome to Historiespanarna, History Reconnaissance, and the US Four-Deuce Mortar in the Korean War. During the Korean War, 1950–53, the US Army and Marine Corps made extensive use of heavy mortars as a key component of infantry firepower. These weapons bridged the gap between lighter battalion mortars and divisional artillery, offering mobile, high-angle fire that was especially valuable in Korea's mountainous terrain. So, let's take a close look at one of these, the US M2 mortar, caliber 4.2 inch, hence its nickname Four-Deuce. Another of its sobriquets was the goon gun, probably due to its large shells and bore size. And please, subscribe to our channel and join us on our journey in history. The Four-Deuce was the primary US heavy mortar in Korea, effective limit about 4,000 yards with standard ammunition. It fired a 25-pound shell, powerful enough to smash bunkers, trenches and enemy troop concentrations. To quote Colonel Louis Chesty Puller, "It's a beautiful weapon, with a fast and well-trained crew, and with all 8 mortars firing, we found it possible to put 96 rounds in the air before the first one burst." Later in the Korean War, the improved M30 version began to enter service, but M2 was still common. Each mortar round had a permanent ignition cartridge, primer, in the tail that initiated firing. Around the base, removable propellant increments, sometimes called augmenting charges, were clipped on. These increments were small bags of powder, attached in bundles around the stabilizer or base. By adding or removing them, mortar crews adjusted the muzzle velocity and thus the range of the round. Each US infantry regiment had an attached heavy mortar company with 2 mortar platoons, each with 4 4.2-inch mortars. These were the regiment's organic heavy fire support before calling on divisional artillery. The US Marine Corps was structured differently. The Marine Infantry Regiment had no organic 4.2-inch mortars. Instead, 4.2-inch mortars were organized in separate Marine heavy mortar companies, which could be attached at the regimental or divisional level as required. This gave the Marines flexibility to mass heavy mortar fire in key areas. Mortars were typically dug in on reverse slopes or behind ridges, where crews could set up firing positions protected from direct enemy fire. Korea's rugged terrain limited line-of-sight weapons and made traditional artillery harder to deploy. Mortars, with their steep angle of fire, could hit Chinese and North Korean troops concealed in reverse slopes, ridgelines or caves. Heavy mortars were often attached directly to infantry regiments, providing immediate fire support without needing to wait for divisional artillery. They were especially important in defensive battles like Chosin Reservoir, Pusan Perimeter, and later static trench warfare for breaking up massed Chinese human wave assaults. Mortar crews would fire at pre-registered target areas and quickly saturate attacking troops. Mortars also fired illumination rounds for night defense and smoke shells to screen troop movements or disrupt enemy observation. Units often coordinated heavy mortars with artillery and airstrikes for maximum effect. The 4.2-inch mortars became so effective that some officers regarded it as the infantry's artillery, offering immediate, flexible firepower. In many engagements, heavy mortar fire inflicted severe casualties on Chinese and North Korean forces, especially in assaults against entrenched US and UN positions.
That's all, folks. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.